The topics we discuss are many.
No story too bold to talk about.
Strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the Naked Podcast.
Video intros are a form of torture. Hey, it's Keelan.
Bring in the dancing lobsters. It's your girl, NJ.
I got my memory back, and I found the floppy disk. Does anyone need it? It's your DM Tech Alan.
Oh my god.
We're 5 days in and the world hasn't blown up yet. Hey, it's me, Ethan.
Because I got my memories back.
I mean,
Hey,
last time we
he
were
really-
5 days into
He really rammed that joke in.
You want me to save?
last time we were, 5 days into a presidency. We almost had World War III. So
I know, right?
I know
Well,
a little bit
actually, that
calmer.
was just 5 days into the year, but close enough.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's almost there.
So,
Not 4 years ago.
I mean, we made it past July or January 20th. July 20th. We haven't made that far yet. We made it past January 20th so far. And I mean, how do y'all feel about everything that was it what y'all expected?
Yeah. He pretty
Yeah.
much he campaigned a lot of being a little bit more aggressive about climate change, and I think the Paris Agreement in particular and then the Keystone Pipeline kind of play hand in hand. So it's not a surprise that happened, but what's going to be really interesting, you'll explain more about what those are, but what's going to be interesting is going to be the litigation that follows, specifically for the Keystone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention everything else. I mean, the Keystone's such a big topic just because you had so many jobs just get thrown out the door. I mean, the pipe fitter unions are pissed off because they were doing that. And then now you also have a breach of contract with Canada. So you have more lawsuits there. It's just, I felt that he was, if you're going to do something about it, he was a little heavy handed. And if anything, by the way that this president has handled himself in the first 5 days, it shows that we need to reevaluate what an executive order is and what's it fully capable of. Because if it's going to breach a contract and put us in a legal debacle with another country, that should be something that has to be talked about and agreed upon, not just sign of a pen can be canceled. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. So
I can agree with
for
that.
those who may not know about the Keystone Pipeline, what would you tell them? What it is and what the goal is there?
So the Keystone Pipeline is to allow the transfer back and forth of oil between us and Canada. And you might have remembered when it came about, it was a big thing about it going through tribal lands.
Mhm.
Well, the issue is some tribes want it, some tribes don't. And so the tribes that wanted it were trying to make, every accommodation and get it through. And then other tribes were trying to make every excuse to stop it.
Mhm.
And, one of the things, it's going through burial land. Well, they go, okay, out of this 20,000 acres, what's the burial land? How can we go around it? Oh, no, the whole thing is. Those were the kind of objects they were running into. So they got through all those objects. They kind of made everyone happy. And they started this pipeline where, pipelines are like everything. You have the potential for leakage. You have all the other stuff that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the big environmental aspects of it is people wanted to avoid spills and leaks, which always come from these type of systems. But
More specifically, the type of oil too. So the Keystone Pipeline that's in Alberta, it's stationed on tar soil or tar sand. So this particular oil is a little bit different, and they estimate a 3 to 5% more chance of it causing a leak in the pipeline somewhere. Then like I think it's Dakota pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kodak. Yeah.
Yeah. So that in itself is pretty crazy. But I don't know if you guys seen the map. It goes from Alberta, Canada, kind of comes down, and then it goes through, I think, 5 or 6 different states all the way to the coast of Texas where we have our refineries. So the idea is like this oil is coming from Canada, and which I think they already send like a lot, like hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil a day to the US. But it goes to our refineries, and then we'll refine it and then sell it. So it's like a profitable thing for the United States and Canada. So I think that was like a major point.
And also, one of the other big things that came up with the signing of the executive orders that he did was he canceled some of the permits, right? Well, some of the permits, went through Native American lands on some fracking permits and some of this, and the tribes actually get dividends and other items from this. So not only are you canceling some of that out, but you're really, stopping their further development of energy sector in their area.
Mm-hmm.
How many jobs would be lost from this pipeline?
Estimated right now from the sign of his pen was 30,000.
Damn.
So far.
So is that direct jobs or indirect jobs?
That is direct people on the ground. That's the people making the pipe, people setting the pipe, fitting the pipe, running it, excavating the land, clearing area.
Yeah, because it hasn't been built yet, right? I had pulled up a map for everyone to look at.
Gearing up, yeah.
Yeah, here, let me put the map back up so everyone can see it.
Yeah, I think they started it in 2018 was when it officially got its start, and then you have your gear up, your processing, the layout, surveys. Mm-hmm. I mean, it should have been almost start laying pipe pretty soon.
Yeah. On their Wikipedia pages is where I got the map from. It shows as postponed. But it looks like the plan's been up since 2010. And I remember seeing protests in South Dakota about the pipeline. Like this has been in the planning for a long time now.
I think it's like 2008 is when they first like had brought up Keystone Pipeline in particular, because it's like it's some TC. I think it's like Trans Canada or something like that. It's been in the works and tied up in litigation. Wow, you're having a rave over there. Crazy.
I know.
Someone play Sandstorm real quick.
So in addition to like jobs and possible profiting, would you also say that it would also lead to like less of gas prices here and less
they're
dependency?
Gonna go up.
Well, if it had gone through, or if it does go through.
Oh yeah. So the whole point of the Keystone Pipeline was, so the whole previous administration, their whole energy policy was to make us energy independent. So this would bring in stuff from the Keystone or down from Canada to let us, so we don't have to import it over as far. We're still importing oil, but we're importing it from our neighbor instead of the guy across town. So that, and then between the executive order towards the Keystone and then the executive order towards the fracking and the limit of all the fracking, that's pretty much going to hurt what the plan was established. So that was the other big thing about the executive orders. Every executive order was more or less targeted at undoing something the previous administration did, which just kind of felt like a little vindictive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, our gas prices are going to skyrocket. We're going to be back at $4 a gallon that we were at when Joe Biden was vice president.
Jeez. I don't know where I fall on this. Like, I see from an environmental standard, it could be like a hazard, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know too much about it to have like my own opinion.
I mean, this pipeline. So like one of the other orders that were given were, I believe, troops were redeployed to Syria and that area where we were pulling out of. Troops have already been redeployed in the Middle East. I called it.
Well, Extreme
Right.
says that Northeast already has $4 a gallon.
That's
Well, and a lot of that is going to be because of how far they are from receiving the oil. So, like here in Texas, we're closest to it. It's going to be cheaper for us.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have the
California-
refineries and the production here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so the funny thing is, though, about all this is that the whole reason that we went into Syria with Obama was the pipeline that they're building there. It's a natural gas pipeline, but like, so they redeploy troops to defend the pipeline there, but they're canceling the pipeline here. It's just kind of like a really.
It's not our land. That's a very American way of thinking.
It pretty is.
But yeah. So that's wherever you fall on the line. I mean, just expect there's going to be a blowback in your pocketbook from pretty much every executive order that's been signed in the first 5 days so far.
This has been an executive order, kind of like laid out the groundwork.
So one thing I was going to ask you, because I know you are an EpiPen user, how did you feel about them postponing the decrease of pricing?
So that one kind of hit a little close to home because for one, EpiPen, but before was $600 if you did not have insurance. $600 for a life-saving measure. And then with the new, I guess, executive order that Trump had signed in last administration, it had gone down to, I think it was like 120, and your copay was like $10. Now the executive order, from what I understand, is it's postponed, and then it's not just EpiPens, but it's also insulin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, I don't really know too much about it. I haven't really read. I did hear about it, but that one was kind of shocking to me, especially given the state that our country is in. A lot of people don't have insurance to pay for things.
Yeah. So far, nothing's been canceled, but it has postponed everything till March, which, they're just going to postpone it until they can cancel it. That's my feel of the situation.
Hate big
I really
pharma.
hope not.
Yeah.
Work for pharma-tech, but hate big pharma. Yeah, I get it, Extreme. I used to work for a big pharma company.
Dude, big pharma is like just the majority of our issues. They're so greedy.
Yeah.
There was one company in like the Northeast that it was like within the last year or two, they got charged with creating an opioid crisis.
The government?
No, it was like a pharma company.
Shoot, what was the name? I think it was related to Johnson and Johnson, no?
It was, yes, that's what it was. Johnson and Johnson. They basically they had these clinics, right? They were like poor clinics, and then they were prescribing opioids and getting these people addicted to opioids. And
it was pre-pharma.
Doing also doing back end deals. So I mean, big pharma does not surprise me when shady things come out about it, especially when they spend millions lobbying the government.
They were talking about that too, that our big pharma and the insurances are the reason that we have medical billing issues, because currently so a farm rep goes and says, you need to prescribe this $100 pill over this $50 pill, right? So they get their pockets filled. They start selling that. Doctor starts pushing that pill. Then they can bill the insurance $150. Well, if Pharma decides that they're going to raise that pill to $200, then they just raise the pill or the price to $350 or $300, bill the insurance, and nobody bats an eye. Like, that's just an everyday occurrence to them. Like, we'll just adjust the prices, and insurance will pay what the insurance pays. Like, they don't question it, nothing.
They don't even pay full price anyway. Like, I've seen my doctor's bills where it says like my cost to me is $1,000 whatever, and then insurance paid out only a fraction of it.
So that was one of the big things about the executive order that was passed by the last administration, was that any clinic that receives federal funding to help, if they get a discount like that, they have to pass that discount on to the customer. Now, this executive order is being pushed back to March. That means that those clinics don't have to pass on that savings like that. So the clinic could be paying $50. They can still charge you 200. There's nothing against it.
Catalyst is saying, no, I don't think so. Insurance gets the contracts, meaning they can charge you 300, but insurance is like, no, you can only charge them 200. Therefore, you get $100 off.
They set the contract.
Set the contract. Thank you.
Well,
I know
and
that
that's
I've called-
like, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I've called my insurance before or doctor's bills and be like, I want to know everything I was charged. And I mean, now I pretty much get an itemized list from like a doctor of all the services I had.
Mhm.
Before, I never got that. And I think that was because Trump did sign in an order where they have to give you an itemized bill.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure if that took effect or not.
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
that was the one that was in June. So there was a June and a December one, both tackling medical issues. I believe that was the June one.
Yeah, because
Sorry,
what I was
Keelan.
gonna say, no, is that because like if you go to the hospital, say I'm super dehydrated, so I get a a saline pack to help replenish me, and then the hospital wants to charge me $500. I would want to get an itemized bill to be like, okay, why are you charging me 500? And then it turns around and they're like, oh, here's your itemized, and it's $150.
I've seen that
Super
happen too.
sketch.
Yeah. Vader, we get that all the time. And the best thing I can tell you is like, we have a totally different system because we have a lot of people to take care of. And Americans aren't always in the best health on average. Like, we always have some kind of medical issue. So
Mhm.
when you have 300 million people trying to see a doctor, and doctors are finite resources, yeah, they make you pay.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
yeah.
before I get on that topic,
But yeah, no, the first 5 days have been action packed, I guess. I know one thing we haven't really seen is that the Democratic headquarters got set on fire. I know that hasn't
Mhm.
really been talked about. That was kind of interesting. Like
Is
on
that in
his
Seattle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one
Yeah,
in
I heard about
Seattle
that.
was set on fire, and yeah,
I'm not
It's just-
surprised.
it's just, where is it going to stop? You know what I mean?
As soon as someone listens to their concerns, I mean,
Well, I mean, but that's not the way you get somebody to listen to your concerns. Like
mhm.
we cannot make exceptions for that, in my opinion.
we don't
you can't
negotiate
make
with
exceptions.
terrorists.
Exactly.
Mhm.
See, that's the question. So the issue is, how do we listen to their concerns when they have a Democratic mayor, a Democratic, governor, like Democratic city, like they vote these people in constantly, and then they're upset that their policies aren't working. It's like, okay, well, let's try something different, like
See that?
use the power of your vote instead of burning somebody's house to the ground or somebody's small business. Like, let's put the power of your vote and get some other people in there.
Mhm.
and it's like they touch on politics in schools, but they don't really ever go into it. So by the time you're 18, you're sit here and told to vote for politicians that your parents listen to, and I know in my household, if I asked a lot of questions about something, eventually I just got the Keelan, shut the fuck up. Because I was just trying to understand. And so we don't get any of that understanding anymore. Nothing's as transparent as it used to be. And so it's frustrating. And we need more education on that side.
I could agree with that. I mean, most people's political stance is built off of their friends and their family, and I agree with you. That's something that's not really taught in schools. I think that should
No, if, like,
change.
I think maybe like a required course like political science or something like that. Like
Mhm.
have it like a high level in high school education rather than at college level.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
also have some of the issue of that we are seeing on colleges is that they've pushed out one, they've pushed to only have one ideology in the whole school. And then so they're only teaching that
Mhm.
ideology across all the
Yeah.
schools now. And it's not, if you don't have competing ideas and thoughts, then how can you progress?
I got the opposite catalyst. I grew up in hill country outside of San Antonio, and it was quite the opposite. So, like, even if teachers did talk about it in in some respect, like it was always like, one side. It wasn't like a equal opposition.
And it's like
Yeah,
we
So,
really need to get away from the two-party system as well. We need more influential green leaders and libertarian leaders. Um, because two sides does not fit every single person in America.
Mhm.
well,
I remember 2 semesters ago, I had to play a children's game, and it was about running for president. And so to figure out which party you were, it was like, do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this? Turns out I'm more Democratic leaning. Didn't even know the differences until this game 2 semesters ago.
and like I said, everybody's a Democrat until you're like a landowner, and then you realize, okay, never mind. You know what I mean? Right?
It's like we're not
So,
against the people, but it's like don't harm us for that.
yeah, my water.
I'm
You know?
I'm not a landowner or a small business owner yet.
Why is it
So I'll have to
illegal
come back to you
collect
on that
rainwater?
one.
Say what?
Why is it illegal to collect rainwater? Like, that doesn't make
Exactly.
sense. It's rain. It comes from the sky.
Well, you always get to the problem of, well, that's where people say, every voice counts, right? But in like California, where you have a big city that needs a lot of water, and you have small farmers. Well, those farmers have a lot more land. They own a lot more land, but when they get voted, when the everybody votes and all the water goes to the city, they end up getting hurt. So it's like, where do you know, whose side do you take in that matter?
Yeah, Vader. Some
It's
water
by county.
companies, it really is by county, and most of the companies that provide utilities will lobby to make it illegal.
Yeah,
That's typically
Stalls
where
in
it comes
San
out of.
Antonio is, yeah.
Mhm. Same
San
thing goes.
Antonio Water Systems is a monopoly, and they control all the water.
Mhm. Same thing goes for telecommunications companies. They practice the same thing. But we've gone on topic here.
What is our next topic, actually?
Big government.
Something about a tall ex-basketball player being a cop, I think.
Right. So let's hope that his public relations skills are not as good as his free throw skills. But Shaq was recently appointed to head a public relations department for a police county. And basically, his job would be to bridge some communication or improve communication between law enforcement and the community, which I thought was really cool. And he does have experience. He's where after his post NBA career, he did do some like ESPN stuff. Shaq also worked in Miami and in Arizona, and worked with different deputies, sworn in as a deputy in several different police departments. So he has like a good relationship with police, and I hope that being someone with as much influence as him will help bridge like a good connection between police and community. So like not like right banning or defunding police, but like trying to find a resolution to bring your community together and how you protect it. So I thought that was pretty genius of that police department.
That sounds pretty
Yeah.
genius.
I mean, how else are you going to bring in to have better relations? Like, I know personally, I don't particularly like a lot of the officers. Well, the sheriffs, they're pretty cool, but the officers here where we live, they're a little self-entitled and power power drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy has the dash cam footage to prove it.
So I don't want to go too off topic, but I had one Friday and I had to tell one of my guys, this was for you. Like, he's swerving in and out of lanes, riding people's ass, being a dick, right? So I said, fuck it, let him pull me over, right? So I start doing it to him. And I say that he's looking down on his phone, right? So he finally looks up. He sees me and he starts brake checking me. So I point at my camera, right? He slows down to the speed limit. He gets in the middle lane. He's just cruising. And I just followed him for like a mile until my exit came up. And he got off. And he got off. I got into the exit lane. He's driving there just looking at me, like staring at me. And I was just like, hi. It's all on camera, buddy. It's all good, right?
Hi, fuck
So
you.
then-
Hi.
Yeah, I got off on the exit and I saw him get back on the he got off to ditch me and he got back on. But yeah,
Did you
everybody
send
should
it
have a dash cam and you should follow cops. Make them accountable.
So not to rehash open wounds, but also to rehash open wounds. Crazy sent us this video of this motorcyclist, and he was behind like this very obvious manual car, and there's like some rollback, and this motorcyclist is like right behind it, and he sends it to us, and he's like, "So who is in the wrong?" And good thing that guy had a like dash cam because he like proved that he was stupid while doing it.
Yeah, I'm all for giving motorcycles guys room on the road, but my everyday driver, my car is a standard. I will rock it and I will hit you. It is legally your fault if you do not give me the room I need in a standard vehicle. It is a law written on the books.
That is true.
And it's like you might even have, people who drive standard but aren't that great at standard. And it's really, really hard for them to get into first gear. And so there's gonna be some rollback with hi.
Me.
It's been twice and never again. I'm very afraid of standard.
It was the guy in the red Corvette,
Yes,
right, CJ?
It was CJ.
Yeah, I actually saw that on the subreddit idiots in cars before Ethan sent it to us.
So I've never heard of a WRX being automatic in my life.
Oh, they sell them automatic.
So they sell them automatic.
The only reason I know is because I've been looking at a WRX for my next car. Like I miss driving standard.
No offense, Extreme, but only a sissy would get a standard Subaru WRX. Come on.
Hey.
But I could see, since they're in the snow, but at the same time, where we are, you only get standard or nothing.
Extreme, I know, but I can't drive manual. I tried.
And Vader's right. Automatics are a lot more popular over here. And a lot of that has to do with, honestly, I don't know what that has to do with, because automatics are cheaper. But like I know a lot of vehicles are not cheaper. Standards are cheaper, but they only come with like the super base packages. So if you want something fully loaded out, but also has a standard, you're not going to be able to get that.
You have to go sports car or something nicer.
And laziness does have something to do with it. My mother, when she got her first like brand new car, she still wanted it to be a standard. That's how I learned. And I especially think people under our generation aren't getting that experiences. And within 30 years, standards are probably going to be super obsolete.
True that, CJ. Yeah. I'm a firm believer, keep standard alive. My first car that I bought off the lot was standard, and my dad drove it home until I could learn to drive it. So I've always been that way. Yeah, I mean, I have speaking of 2015s, I have a 2015 Civic that I had brought, like, I made them go find me a standard one.
I hate when my car's not working and I have to drive it.
It's not that bad. It has all the extra assist and help, but yeah.
Mhm.
But
When
anyway, Shaq being a cop.
Yeah.
We got real to be real out there. No, that was pretty much it. I mean, it's just some good news. I hope that he makes like a pretty good impact on that community, and hopefully like others would follow suit. You know, I know that we've talked about it before where a lot of celebrities are maybe like really flip about the things that they say, you know, regardless of whatever side that they're on. But, you know, Jack's actually doing something, right? Like
Mhm.
he's working with police, he's working with the community. And I have to say, like, it really made me respect him a lot. I mean, Shaq, you know, obviously was very noteworthy basketball player, of course. But I'm also a Spurs fan, so Shaq didn't rank very high on my list.
You know who else
Oh,
didn't
but-
rank very high on many other people's
Charles
lists?
Barkley.
No, not Charles
Fuck
Barkley.
that guy.
But yeah, fuck that
Fuck
guy.
that guy.
No, I'm talking about Xbox. So over the weekend.
Xbox.
No, get this. It's fucking hilarious. Over the weekend, Xbox announced get this.
That they're gonna fuck you with the sex box.
No, there's no sex box. It's just Xbox. Okay? Hydrate while I finish this statement. Over the weekend, Microsoft announced that they would increase the prices for Xbox Live. Several people tagged them on Twitter. Several reports were made just bashing the idea of Microsoft increasing the price, that a lot of the fan base, a lot of Microsoft's customer base were threatening to move to the PlayStation Network just because of the price. Like, PlayStation Network's free. I don't see any problem with that. Like, at all.
I thought they started a subscription now.
I thought you could start for free and then upgrade to a subscription.
Oh,
I don't know.
thought I don't know. I'm not a PlayStation guy, so
Same.
PlayStation people correct me if I'm wrong. But
Dream.
I
Dream.
thought that they
Vader.
moved to act more like how Xbox Gold was.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the free games and you get all that stuff included with your membership.
Mm-hmm. But how much is Xbox Game Pass right now?
Hey,
Keep
You
not
know-
saying.
you know how you know somebody drives automatic?
How?
They play PlayStation.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
So here's a statement that they put out after they got all the hate. We messed up today, and you were right to let us know. Connecting and playing with friends is a vital part of gaming, and we failed to meet the expectation of players who count on it every day. As a result, we have decided not to change Xbox Live Gold pricing. I don't know exactly how much the price hike was, but it's kind of surprising. Oh God, a year would be $120.
That's not terrible.
It isn't, but
I mean, no one batted an eye when they changed Amazon Prime from 99 to 125.
right? No one bats an eye. Well, everyone threatens to leave Netflix when they increase their prices, but does anyone actually quit Netflix?
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I did.
Oh.
It's because Crazy has it.
Well,
But no,
that's the exception.
honestly, though, I've thought about putting Netflix on. Well, I know this is like later on topic stuff, but like
Mhm.
on pause. It's like, come on, Netflix, step up your game. They've lost so much in the last year and a half.
I don't know. I think they're doing
But they
really
gained
well.
Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you just like set up a rotation payment. So you cancel it and restart it 1 month. You do HBO this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Win-win.
really missing like where Netflix was the hub. Like I really want a
Mhm.
streaming hub.
Well, it's like somebody should be able to talk to these companies and create an app that just brings it all together. So I can
To
get all my
cable?
streaming services. Yeah.
Andrew
in
and I were
one
talking about
place.
this.
I can search for something, and no matter what it is, as long as I have a subscription to that, I can sit there and watch it without having to go and search through every single app to find it.
Catalyst
So I
said
was
they
talking
wanted
about
money.
that. I was talking about this with Alan earlier, or was it yesterday?
It was
'Cause
yesterday.
we're trying to find Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban, right? And
HBO.
I was just like, wouldn't it be no, not on HBO anymore? Wouldn't it be so great for you to like have an app where you plug in your streaming services that you have, and then you type in the movie or show that you want to watch, and it tells you which streaming service that you have that it's on there. So I was like, that would be great.
And it wouldn't be too hard because Google kind of has that already. So like if you Google a movie, it'll tell you what streaming service you can find it on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just integrate that aspect of it into an app, you're money in the bank.
Hey, Stretch. Oh, Vader says crazy about to get an ass whooping. PlayStation don't. Oh wait. PS don't autos we the supercharged Mustang. Xbox is a Fiat of the gaming world.
Well, even though Fiat is what the biggest car manufacturer in the world now.
So yeah, going back to the topic, they got a lot of hate over it. They decided to change their minds and they're going back with their old pricing. And it seems like they're kind of okay with it. I don't understand what the entire idea of the price hike was. I don't know if
money,
obviously money, but I don't know if there's an increase.
Like anything you say, money.
I don't know if there was an increase as to
last year.
Alan, I'll let you finish that sentence for money. Alan's like .exe, like it's like blue screen.
All right, hold on. Everybody, 30 seconds of silence for Alan.
Alan, this is where you talk because everybody's quiet.
No, I'll wait. Moving on. What was the next topic?
Money.
Was it the one singing about diamonds?
It was the streaming stuff.
It was Amanda Bynes. So Amanda Bynes is a rapper?
Oh my god, guys.
Oh my god.
Amanda Bynes.
Honestly,
Amanda
that was the
Bynes
worst.
Is debuted as a rapper, and it's so horrible. But you know what? Good for you, Amanda Bynes.
That was probably the worst thing that was announced over the weekend. Much worse than the price increase of the Xbox.
And when I was listening to it too, I was like, where is Amanda in all this? Like, where is she? And then like it wasn't until like the last 15 seconds. It was diamonds.
I literally listened to like the first 30 seconds and I was just like, okay, the beat's not terrible. And as soon as like the voice happened, I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. This is trash. No, I love the Amanda Show, right? I fucking love the AmandaPlease.com. The girls' room is literally part of your herd's intro. I like eggs. Yes. I love Amanda Show. Bring in the Nancy Laughs. Yes, all great. But Amanda Bynes is fucking crazy. Okay.
So do you think she's trying to be a meme?
Probably.
I don't know. I think she's mentally unwell. I really do. She had like a breakdown and then she was an addict for a while and apparently she recovered and now she's a rapper. Like it's really sad.
Yeah, but if she becomes a meme, then they'll bring back the Amanda Show and all is good.
Will they call it?
Yes, Catalyst.
Would they call it the Amanda Show 2.0?
Because I remember, right after the Amanda Show, she started growing up. She started doing some movies. She's the Man, the one where she turns into a princess. And they were okay. And they kind of, fit into like what we had going at the time. But they never really took off. She didn't turn into this famous movie star.
Drew Barrymore that she wanted.
Yeah. And then it was after that, she started becoming an addict. She recovered. She, had her mental breakdown. And I think she should just go back to some sort of skit show. Maybe try to break into Saturday Night Live.
It'd be hysterical.
Right?
I would totally she needs to bring back Mad TV because Saturday Night Live sucks now. So bring back Mad.
Yeah.
We got you, Vader. We're getting there.
Just do what
Just
Kenan
keep
Thompson
it.
did. Like, he broke into SNL and he's very successful there, and he started on all that, and then had
Mhm.
Kenan
But-
Kel.
But also, he's always been like the guy that could blend in.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's what was funny about him is he could play like he could always blend into roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true, Catalyst. It's wishful thinking. All right, onward.
What was the next one? Next one? Disney?
Disney. Dun, dun, dun.
Don't get me
It's the-
started on Disney.
It's almost like
Face.
one of that S word that we're not allowed to say on stream
Censor?
or at Snicker Baskets. All that's a C word. But-
Oh. Hey, I'm Hispanic.
Like, I'm Hispanic. What does that mean? I can spell. Like,
That's true.
Okay, but you're like Florida Hispanic and he's like Texas Hispanic, so it's a totally different thing.
Today's just not my day.
the S word. Oh,
Catalyst,
okay,
thank you for
I
that
know.
follow.
Oh no! It's a S
No, I
word.
like that word.
It rhymes with pimp.
No,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just talking about Star Wars, but okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was trying to figure out how Disney was a
They own Star
S
Wars.
word.
So first of all, Disney is already pissing people off because of the delay of Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I don't
now,
get that.
right? You know, you've already released Mulan. Are you waiting for the money from Black Widow? Because at this point, your fans are they're fed up with you, and they
Yeah.
might just get to a point of, well, now it's out, I don't want to go see it. You know, just kidding. They'll go see it.
Oh,
Pretty
so that was like Wonder Woman ended its run on HBO Max yesterday. So like the message came up. So it's like they could still do stuff like that to Black Widow. I don't get why they're holding it on so long.
Yeah.
Talking about Marvel right now, guys.
So Disney classics.
So, yes, they have decided to censor their own platform. They are hiding movies for us that are very nostalgic. Peter Pan, The Aristocats, Dumbo, Swiss Family Robinson. They are hiding it from the children's
Habaneros.
profile.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the last one?
3 habaneros. You're right.
Yeah. I'm just so mad. They're hiding them due to the racism that's portrayed in there. Growing up, I don't remember seeing it as racism, but I'm guessing they've decided that unless a parent says it's okay, you can't watch these on your kids' profiles. You can only watch these, hi Artemis, through an adult's settings, which just sucks. These are classics.
The video we were watching earlier when they wait, so I like Dumbo is being censored because of the crows in it, right? And yeah, of course the crows are stereotypical, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you see those crows and you're automatically like black people, aren't you racist? like
Yeah.
aren't you the
Like-
one at fault?
There's certain things that like were kind of like a product of its time, and it may have been like a cultural depiction,
Mhm.
you know, whatever it was. But you know, I do feel like it's a little. It is important to know, like, I guess the progression in TV as well as movies too. Personally, I didn't like Speedy Gonzalez. You know, like
What
it
about
wasn't like my
Slowpoke?
thing. Like
Slowpoke
none of it.
Rodriguez?
Like I didn't really like it. But you know, at the same time, like it is important to know where you came from, right? So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I just don't get how like if you're gonna just sit there and be offended by a cartoon movie, right? That's not really being. It's a movie, right? You don't have to watch it. Just don't watch the movie. Why are you going out of your way to censor it?
And even then, if your child sees it and they question it, that's a great learning opportunity. This is a teachable moment. Okay, well, honey, back in the day, this is how we thought. We've progressed past that. You know, because like
The only way you
Peter
learn from
Pan, huh?
I was gonna say the only way you learn from history is by learning about history.
Exactly. And censoring that's not going to help our children anymore. Any better.
Just like I think it's just as important to watch Dumbo and say, you know, those crows are a little fucking fucked up, right? As you know, like it's a good thing to watch that and let people say, hey, that's not cool, right?
Not
Mhm.
age well.
Yeah, like let people at least see it to make that distinction. Like you're taking it away and you're only breeding stupidity because you're not letting people critically think.
Mhm.
I definitely agree with you, Puzzled. We had an opportunity to have that type of conversation with our kid over the weekend. And it was because of something that had come up. And it was like a perfect segue to like talk about these things. You know, like when we looked at like social unrest or, you know, the pandemic and stuff, like we struggled with ways of how like talk to our kid about it to get them to understand like what was going on. You know, having those things in the background really help, you know, like, okay, so this was something that was okay, or this, you know, this was something that was part of our history. And yes, it's not a highlight by any means, but it was part of our history. So, you know, I definitely agree with that. And I hope that I don't think anything's going to change with Disney, to be honest with you. Even people, you know, give them
But
backlash.
this isn't even the first time we've seen Disney censor itself. Do you remember the episodes? The Star Wars
The Simpsons
episode.
beer.
The younglings.
Yeah, and then the episode on the
Proud
Proud
Family.
Family when they had the racism written on the garage door. Just because you erase it or blur it out or put it to where only adult settings can watch it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It happens. And by trying to hide it, you're just making it more taboo. And that's going to make people want to see it even more.
Mhm.
Sorry. You know, in my library studies, you know, we talk about how if a patron reads something, has taken something off the shelf and has read it, and they found something that they don't think should be in a library, they have to go through a process. They have to submit their complaint, which is taken up with the board of directors, which is then discussed. And a lot of the times it gets shut down because we're not going to censor that just because, oh, you think we should. You know, it's about making everything available to everyone. If a child comes in and they want to read a book that's higher than their, you know, what you assume their grade level is or their emotional level is, you know, you can't just tell that child, sorry, you can't read that. You know, it's going to be up to the parent. If a parent leaves a child there so that they can read a book, then, and you know, who's to say that child can't handle the stimulation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's akin to banned books. Absolutely,
Mhm.
for sure. Like, I'm like, no banned books. Like,
Yeah, no, don't
let me read what I want to
that's
read.
dumb, yeah. It's free
No
country.
more locked doors.
And Vader, to your point of doing, what was it? Disney After Dark with the darker tales. I did love that Into the Woods held closer to the original tales. So they're starting to get there.
So
Maleficent.
they did announce that they are going to do Deadpool 3, which would be the first rated R movie made by Disney. So
Not as a proxy, like directly by Disney, right?
yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I'm excited.
So
I liked the first.
Yeah.
Second one.
I liked the first Deadpool movie. I never saw the second one.
the second one is perfect for what it is. Like
Okay.
it's just a poke fun. Like everything Deadpool is always poke fun and like make fun of the entire situation no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So
And break fourth wall.
yeah, they are supposed to bring in more Hydra Bob into or the third one, so that would be hilarious.
Okay.
But we're all waiting for when Deadpool and Spider-Man do the crossover and the worlds align.
Yes.
I need that Deadpool loves Spider-Man, but Spider-Man doesn't want it. Storyline.
Yeah.
Just like in the comics. That
I always think of that one comic panel of them sitting in a classroom and Deadpool's like, what did you get for question 5? I got Battle of Gettysburg. Spider-Man says, dude, this is a math test. And then when you look in Deadpool's hands, he's actually holding a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh god, okay.
Yeah, that sounds about classic Deadpool.
So I'd really love to see that dynamic brought to life. But just gonna depends on if we can see it on Disney Plus or not.
That's what I was gonna ask. So would y'all the one thing and chat, feel free to answer. Is anybody interested in anything new coming out from Marvel or Star Wars? Like beside like I'm talking their newer properties. So like the High Republic for Star Wars, or like WandaVision and all that for Marvel, like along those lines.
Yes. WandaVision did not impress me. We still haven't even seen the 3rd episode.
It's starting to make a little more sense.
Okay, that's good. I'm more excited about a new Spider-Man movie more than anything else, but I'm a diehard Spider-Man fan.
I love Spider-Man. Pretty sure Catalyst can attest to this. I had a Spider-Man birthday cake.
Nice.
Did the red icing dye your teeth?
So the store actually didn't have a Spider-Man cake. So my dad had gotten a cake with like roses on it. And then we like took all the roses off. So it did have the red background, and we got black icing and drew the spider webs on there.
Nice.
So, Vader, I have to tell you that we were trying very hard to avoid the SW talk because Snickerbass judges us very harshly about getting to SW talk every episode.
I mean, we just
what
need
was
it.
our next topic?
The 2021 Super Bowl.
Meh, nobody's watching.
Yeah, seriously, I checked out of the NFL this year. I know everyone was talking about Brady and McCombs going off at each other, but you know Brady's gonna win. Like Patrick Mahomes, he's like a badass quarterback, but he's just not on Brady's caliber. Brady's gonna rule the game until he decides to leave. So
wait, but Brady's not going to the Super Bowl this year.
Isn't he on the Buccaneers now?
Is he?
I don't know anything about football.
Yeah,
No.
I was gonna say I thought I had heard something that he's going to the Super Bowl, and because he's proving that he doesn't.
Who's in the Super Bowl, Alan?
Hey, it's not my topic.
Alan has watched zero football this season, and how do I know?
But he's
Because
the one that
we have not watched.
Last I heard,
counter.
Brady was on the Patriots.
What are your
When the fuck
sources,
did that
Alan?
happen?
Oh, he left the Bucks and went somewhere else, according to Catalyst.
Brady's with the Patriots. McComb was with the Buccaneers.
Okay. We're gonna find out right now. Hold on, guys.
Well, you do that. So I know like a lot of people are like already checked out of like the NFL. The whole season's kind of like a wash, and I think that's why like a lot of, I mean, in a guise of being like, oh no, we want to donate what we would spend on ads to like a charity.
He plays for the Patriots.
Current team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, because they were like, he's proving that he doesn't have to be on the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl and get a ring.
I've chilled.
I heard this on the radio.
I guess it was just like.
So I was right. I don't even watch football, and I got that right.
Way to go,
Get a
Bear.
girl.
Way to go, Norma.
Well, a lot of companies like Anheuser-Busch, they're pulling out their ad revenue that they would spend on Super Bowl ads and donating it to charities instead. So Pepsi has done this, and so has Anheuser, Budweiser. But, nobody's really going to watch the Super Bowl anyway. Like, it's not an exciting thing. It's kind of like the NBA, finals and playoffs. Like, for me, it's like I don't even pay attention to basketball anymore because it's not what it once was. Brady's with the Bucks and Mahomes is with the Chiefs.
No, the NBA and NFL just this year, without having the crowd. So one thing for me is the crowd. The crowd was, I don't know, they brought the excitement to it, right? And then they got super heavy-handed with their messaging, which is like cool. Y'all can be supportive, but there's other things. Like, can we also focus on the game too? But so yeah, I checked out. But hey, I never thought I'd see the day where Brady would leave the Patriots. Maybe his hands got too heavy.
Holding on them rings.
His hands got too heavy, so he needed to get
I did
more
see a statistic
rings.
today where they said that Tom Brady is more likely to go to the Super Bowl than Steph Curry is to make a 3-point shot.
Damn.
God damn. This is some good odds, though, for Tom Brady.
For his career, Tom Brady's like 45% has gone to the Super Bowl almost every year, every other year.
They've pretty much rolled.
I just watch the Super Bowl for the ads.
Probably the best part now.
And now we're not going to have a majority of them.
Yeah, I just don't see the Super Bowl ever being another as big as it was. Like, it's been dying the last couple of years. Like,
just
the nipple slip, it was the peak Super Bowl. And that's sad to say.
We'll never have a Super Bowl like that again.
Yeah.
Well,
I can agree
and
with
with
that.
with the stands that the teams have been taking, the political stances, a lot of people refuse to watch the sports now.
Same thing with NASCAR, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, I totally checked out after the whole Bubba Wallace thing because I was just a little like, whoa, what?
I don't know if they know who's performing it. I see a picture of The Weeknd. Hold on a second. Let me.
That'd be interesting.
The Weeknd will follow Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Wait. Who? I thought Shakira
That was
and
last
Jennifer
year.
Lopez were last year.
They're
Yeah.
probably doing it again this year because it's a safe bet.
So who's performing it? Yeah, no, it's the 21st. Although I did really like Lady Gaga's halftime show a couple years ago.
So, did you like Lady Gaga announcing the Hunger Games are beginning?
Oh my god. She doesn't look like Muffy a lot. What's our next topic?
So our next topic.
The Hunger Games.
I was gonna go for Star Wars. I had that queued up and everything. I think that's actually all of them.
So yeah, they have. There was one thing. The reason I asked about interest in, especially like the High Republic, was that it is tracking to be the least cared about thing Star Wars has ever done. So they were talking about the Google Trends, right? They're Gino Carano, who they've been slowly pushing out of the Mandalorian promotion material. She has more Google searches than the High Republic. Like, more people are interested in what's going on with her than the High Republic. So I think the High Republic is going to be dead in the water.
Shit. Yeah, it sucks.
Vader
I was
says-
kind of looking forward to it. Ooh.
Oh,
What
Cinder
is-
Blast.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been so
Are
ready.
So you talked about this during the last big Star Wars movie where those hooded black cloaked people were fighting Kylo Ren. Those are the Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Those are the Knights of the Ren. So the Knights of the Old Republic takes place a couple hundred years before what we know of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking like Lord Bane. So kind of to put it in perspective, Palpatine's master, right? Plagueis, where he tells about Plagueis the Wise. So Plagueis's masters were in the the old Republic. Plagueis would have been during what they call the High Republic, and then Palpatine is the New Republic.
Vader wants to be a guest judge, but we can't do that today. Also, to answer your question, Snickers, there have been rumors of KOTOR 3 being in production in 2016, but those were really sketchy. It wasn't until recently that they realized. It wasn't until recently that the new rumors actually seem to be true, and EA and BioWare are not involved.
Yeah, it's not a major studio's developing it. It's a smaller studio is going to do it.
I'm really excited about that.
So it's not canon.
Yeah, it's gonna. It's in its own world.
Mm-hmm. All of the Lucas Studio video games are not canon, unless if they directly correlate to the movie. But
this one's going to be under Lucas game. Is it Lucas Games now, right?
Oh,
the new banner.
That's right.
Yeah. I think the only other game that kinda is canon is the Fallen Order. I need to finish that game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fallen Order is the one that falls closest to it, but
Yeah.
the one before that, The Force Unleashed,
Mm-hmm.
some of that is.
They got real picky whenever, like back in the day, what was canon, what wasn't, which books were, which books weren't. And then when Disney bought it out, they kind of negated everything else. And the new film, The Sith Trooper Squadron, was all named after
Lord Raven was like
Lords.
a bomb ass dude. He has this like badass helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Has like these sections. It looks just cool.
So that's where Cage got his name. Revan.
Revenin.
His D&D character's name's Revan.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no. Vader says Force Unleashed was never canon. It was an alternate timeline. Revan, not Raven. Oh my god. Vader, calm down.
Revan.
His name's not Vader the Gamer for nothing, okay?
I'm about to remove his Lord status.
So hold on, we can ask him this. So you never heard anyone call Vader Lord Vader and Darth Vader.
Lord
That never
Darth
happens.
Vader. Darth Lord Vader.
Pick
He's a
number
Sith
3, my lord.
I want to.
If you're a Sith, recite the whole code right now.
Name 3 top albums.
Name 3 classic Sith Lords, not including Plagueis, Vader, or any of the
so
top
we can
ones.
have this debate real quick. So you can fight it, right? Like what he's saying. So Palpatine, right? Sidious,
Mhm.
he was the Dark Lord of the Sith, right?
Mhm.
But
He
Vader
was.
never made it that high. Or do you consider him killing Sidious would have made him the master, right? But he killed him out of love of his son, not hatred of his master.
That was the moment that Darth Vader died. That's when Anakin
That's what I'm
actually
saying.
came
So
back.
that would have been his ascension in the
Mhm.
Sith Order. But because of what he did, he left the Sith Order in away. So can you call Darth Vader Lord Vader?
No, you can't. He wasn't a master.
Useless
He was an
system.
apprentice. He named Malgus,
There's
Bane,
one.
and
There's
Zadok.
one for Vader.
Yeah.
We'll call him Mr. Vader. Okay, Mr. Vader.
We'll get
As
it
you wish.
changed.
So we do have one more topic. It is actually a very sad topic. An icon has been taken from us in 2021. Larry King.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel indifferent because I was never a fan of Larry King, so it was just kind of like, oh yeah, another old guy died.
Well, he
But-
was a very prominent person in media.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I went by a digital billboard today, and they had his minimal outline on there with his date range. Just like, oh, that's sad. Like, this sucks.
It's away from COVID.
So no,
We
well,
got
see,
past
so that was the
ours.
one thing that they worded very carefully. If you read all the stuff on him, they said he passed away while he was undergoing treatment for COVID. They never said that he died of COVID. It was weird
Oh,
reading everything, like the way they worded it.
Probably to try to
What
save
was-
face.
I mean, he was
What was
also
really
really
weird is
old.
that he-
so.
He's asking for his body to be frozen.
Oh yeah.
Disney
He was 87.
Disney style.
Yeah. Well, and then also wasn't somebody else? Oh yeah, it was Walt Disney. He's Frozen. So it kind of makes me think about Futurama. Like, will he be a head in the future talk show?
That's exactly what I
So
was
we talked about this the other day. It was a little weird topic, but how do y'all want to be y'all's remains handled?
Cremated. I don't want to be in the ground.
Same. I want to be.
That's what I said. I want to be a tree. Like,
Cremated.
put me in one of the tree
took
urns
my
and plant me.
answer. I was like, I'm gonna be cremated
guys
and
could-
put in as nourishment for a tree.
Yeah, we're all gonna be
Do
trees.
you like to trees?
And this is our family grove. Oh,
What?
y'all have like apples or oranges? No, it's the dead people.
Dead people.
Don't eat that food.
That would be an excellent scary story.
Why?
I
Why?
would love to read that story or to watch a movie.
Why do all
Right.
these trees have plaques at the base of the trunks? Oh, these. Oh, these are nourished with dead people. Cool.
And at
Actually-
Halloween, instead of their spirits turn into wood nymphs.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. Actually, Vader, one of Puzzled's family members was made into a crystal, so it's kind of it's a really cool thing.
No, her ashes are just in the necklace.
Oh, they're just in there. I thought they were the
Oh.
gem itself.
No, I wish she'd be beautiful. Damn.
Scratch that. I was wrong again. Don't listen to me tonight. I'm wrong about everything.
All right, guys. I think that's all of our topics. What do you guys got to plug this week? What's happening this week? Ladies first.
You
I'm
guys have something exciting. Sorry.
super excited to see Madly on the Circle of Jerks.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
I'm excited too. If you guys are not following Madly, it's Madly Invincible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I stopped in on one of her cooking streams,
There we go.
and it was very different. Like, she's like, "Oh, this is like Hispanic food," and I'm like, Psh, "That's not Hispanic food."
Judging
It's South
intently.
Floridan.
yeah. It was more Cuban, and I was like, because she was using plantains.
Ooh.
Oh, I love fried
Oh, I
plantains.
love
It's like the best thing.
plantains.
Yeah, and I was
That's
like,
really
that's not Hispanic food. Yeah, no.
It's plantains, guys. That's the one thing I miss about Florida is like the food is different for sure. And like when it comes to Hispanic food, I'm like, nah, like Tex-Mex is where it's at. But the like island food, like the Jamaican food, dude, it's an experience. It is delicious.
I can't
I've
wait
never
to
had
go.
like, yeah, I've had like Jamaican food you can get here. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably somewhat authentic, but I would love to try real authentic. It's like I would love to go to Mexico and go get like real barbacoa.
I've made you real barbacoa. What are you talking about?
Well, I thought it was a cooking style down there in Mexico.
No,
Mhm.
it. Oh,
It's pretty much
yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
I've had barbacoa gorditas down there or tacos. It's the same. It's just drier.
They use leaner meats. They're weird like that.
Anyway, February 5th, we're having our game night. So go to the community game night channel on our Discord and hit that hype button if you want to play. I believe we have 8 players so far, and some people are going to be popping in a little bit later. So pretty excited about that. And then on February 19th, we're going to have our book club, which Scythe is an excellent book. Thank you so much, Keelan, for recommending it to read it because it's amazing. I'm on book number 2. And it's awesome.
Can I just say, me no read good, but me found book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a great book. Thank you.
It was good. It was
I
really
can't
good.
wait for you to get to the third book so we can actually like talk about the good stuff. So, what has been your favorite part of the book so far? Just like a quick snippet.
Alan, how far have you read?
I'm 50% of the way through. I actually have my Kindle with me right here.
Okay, so Alan, go first, so no one spoils. What is your favorite part so far?
So far, I'm really enjoying the character development and their growth. Like these guys are kids, and they're being introduced into this whole completely different world that they never believed that they would be a part of. And you know, they lost their original mentor, so they have 2 new mentors, and they're having to kind of not so much figure out, but they're adjusting to the different teaching styles. And oh my god, I hate the other one. It just
So
he needs to die.
Norma, you got into the point to the other one has taken his apprentice, right?
Oh, she's finished.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So he should I thought book 2 started with him apprenticing under Goddard.
No. Rowan apprentice under Goddard in the first one. But shit, there's so much things I want to say, but I can't because it's gonna spoil it for Alan. In the
Keep
second
stepping
book,
yourself.
we find
I just
out
took off
that that Rand is still alive and she's in Texas, and Texas is like some outlaw.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll ruin it. So
No, damn it! I just
that
turned up my
even
headphones.
in this post-apocalyptic world, right? Like, well, not post-apocalyptic, but so this post-utopian world
I'm gonna
that
wait.
they develop, Texas is still its own thing. Like, so like the world gets divided up into sections, right? Let's say that. So like North America is divided into 3 sections. So you have
Pan America, Mid America.
Yeah, and then the other coast. So, but like, even though all that, Texas is still its own entity, and it follows its own rules. Have you got like deep into the Texas stuff? So
No, it just introduced, and they're more focused on the Grayson right now.
Okay, so it's not a big spoiler, but so like Texas, they can only glean with a Bowie knife.
Yes.
Every
I've heard
side
that
has
one.
to use a Bowie knife, and it's just like it's so awesome.
I thought that was interesting that as a region they decided that instead of, because like everywhere else sides have their own methods and way that they do it, but in Texas they have to have the Bowie. So I thought that was very different and really cool.
So if you're just finding out Rand's alive, that means you haven't got to where she meets Tiger yet, have you?
Yeah,
It's
well,
not-
yeah, she's already met Tiger.
Okay.
But like that's pretty much it. That right now, and then they're more focused on Grayson. But in regards to the
So
first
they haven't had a baby
my-
yet.
Back.
What?
What?
I
I hate
was
you.
just chasing Alan away. They do. They get it.
No, in
out.
regards to the first book, like my favorite part of it was actually, God, I don't even. The Tonus. Okay, I can't spoil it, but I'm just gonna say the Tonus Center, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's
So-
save the
Wait
rest
for it.
of it for book club. Yes.
Yeah. So one prediction for the end of the book. How do you think it's going to end? I'm just curious. Like,
Oh, I
How do
turned
you
my
think it's gonna
headphones down.
end?
What?
so one prediction for the end of the book. How do you think it's going to end?
I have no idea yet, and I'm excited to see what's what.
Sweet, Norma.
What?
Wildest idea. How do you think it's going to end?
The whole series?
Well, just
The
yeah.
Thunderhead. Or yeah.
I think the Thunderhead is gonna. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully. I think the Thunderhead's gonna realize that the corruption lies like so deep within humanity that it's either it has a protocol where it doesn't get too involved, and it knows that it uses terms like mourning and things of that nature. I'm kind of expecting the Thunderhead to like either dissolve or there's like an uprising from the unsavories. That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Or the toll, or the bell, or what is it? The tone will ring. What did
Toll.
the
Mhm.
tonist say?
Oh, the tone, yeah.
Yeah, Tunis, yeah, it'll ring. It's just
Mhm.
interesting. I don't know. Now I want to read. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. I have my book ready.
All right. So who's streaming this week? I know I'm streaming Friday and Sunday.
I'm streaming Thursday.
That I haven't plugged in weeks.
It's all dead.
I have the book open. I was reading at some point, and then Artemis started bugging me.
I need to get a pop socket for my.
Dude,
This is
so
the
helpful.
thing to a book in my vicinity. There you go.
Wait. I got one better.
You're really gonna ram that joke in all day, huh?
Hey, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. Thanks for stopping
I
by,
got some
guys.
We gotta wrap it up.
Who are we gonna
Wrap
read?
it up.
Rez is streaming.
Let's.
Madly, the bow guy.
Madly streaming. It'd be good to
Yeah, let's go ahead and raid
since
Madly. Thanks for stopping by,
Catalyst.
guys.
I know, right, Catalyst? Does it remind you of anywhere?
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
it's actually my green screen. I was just having issues.
Her bedroom walls used to be that same color.
Wow.
So Keelan's office was that color when we moved into the house.
I have
Literally
LEDs.
this color.
Ew.
I can
We
change
could have just
colors.
left it alone and she would have had a green screen the whole room.
At least
That's
the
actually
wall.
Kiwi had actually had that plan at one point. He asked me if we could empty out the room and leave it as is, and that could be a video photography studio area, and he could green screen shit all completely around you.
All right, guys.
Crazy.
Thanks for stopping by. You guys have a great night. Stick
Bye.
around for that
Bye.
raid.
Have a good night.
We just got to give our credits here to this week's editor. Oh, sorry, not editor. Producer. And thanks for joining, guys. Look at that nice new graphic.
We're getting so professional.
Ooh.
Doing my best.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
No, she's doing a body paint too.
This is an official Millennials production.